Meanwhile, we could turn our attention to the NBA, where the Players Association told players that they have until June 24th to inform teams whether they plan to participate in Orlando. That was in a memo that was obtained by ESPN. Tons of information actually coming out yesterday. Players also received a separate handbook outlining more details of the Orlando bubble. And you may have seen a lot of this on social media yesterday. Some of the key points include the big question regarding a positive COVID test result. If it happens, a player must isolate away from the team resort for 14 days and pass a cardiac test to return to play. As for life on the grounds of Disney, players will have access to player lounges, pools, golf, and 24-hour food and concierge services. And an anonymous hotline has been set up to call into if anyone sees people violating the rules that have been set in place. So here is our insider, Brian Windhorst. Windy, what should fans take away from your reporting on this last night?
Well, naturally, no doubles in ping pong because of social distancing. That's in there. But I will say that there's a couple of big questions. One, it isn't spelled out how many positive tests it would take for the NBA to consider shutting this down. It's left open-ended, other than that the NBA acknowledges they are expecting multiple positive tests. The other thing is, one of the big factors for the people going into the bubble is, can somebody be kept out? Can somebody be barred because of pre-existing conditions or medical risks? And the answer is yes. The NBA has a medical panel that has the ability to bar coaches if they don't believe that they can go there. And this potentially opens them up to a lawsuit. And the hope is that this will not come to this, but the NBA will have the right to say that you can't come in. And the other major factor, obviously, is the life inside there. The players are going to be in 3 different hotels, but for the first 2 weeks down there, they're not going to be able to associate with anybody outside their hotel. So if your good friend is on another team, you're going to have to stay with FaceTime. In addition to, when you arrive in Orlando, up to 48 hours in your room. You may not leave while you quarantine.
So there's a lot in there, and I enjoyed, just from a distance, looking at the way they broke down the hotels. As one, we work for the ESPN, we're Disney World a million times. The Grand Floridian was always my hotel of choice, but that is neither here nor there for the purposes of this discussion. What is important here is the June 24th date that the players have to inform teams whether or not they're coming. What do we expect to see there?
Yes, so the players who choose not to come will not be penalized according to the league. However, they will not get game checks, which for a lot of players is several $100,000 per game, up to 14 checks. So you don't have to go, but then you won't get paid. The other component that is not in this document, and look, this is a very intense, a lot of work document, but there's no discussion about what the NBA might do to address and embrace the social justice initiatives that so many players are focused on. That is something that they are working on with the union right now, and that, we are learning, may be just as big of a factor at getting players to commit to the bubble as the health protocols.